some outreach in Eastern Oregon. And we had a group of college students, and there's a 30–40% percentage of Latinos out in that area. And those that I knew closest, we got into the schools, we were able to talk to students, just tell them about our experience, and answer questions for them. That's really what we wanted to do. We ran into some roadblocks, right? And it was like we had other school districts where they flat out told us, no, you can't come into our schools and we're not going to let you talk to our students. You know, they felt threatened by some college students coming in and talking about opportunity and talking about this is how you can get to where you want to go. I think that that's always been something that that I remember, that there's still a lot of work to be done, and there's still lots of barriers that folks run into, and that we're unfortunately not giving the same opportunity and the same platform to be able to excel and to be able to move forward. The family value that kind of shaped me the most, I think, was this idea of giving back. I remember growing up and always hearing both of my parents talk about their experience moving to this country, coming up with very little, ending up in Reno, Nevada in the 70s, and at one point only having 25 cents in their pocket, and that's everything. And they left everything. They had a home, they had everything. They were pretty stable in Mexico, but they had made the decision that they wanted a better life for themselves and their family, an opportunity. So they made this trek and ran out of money on their way to Oregon. And if it were not for complete strangers, complete anonymous strangers that they'd never met, that went out of their way to help them out, they would have never have gotten where they got, and I wouldn't be here today. Not only talking about that and kind of sharing those stories with us and those experiences, but then more importantly, I think showing us that. So I remember growing up always seeing strangers come to our house that I didn't know who they were, but we were helping them out because they needed a ride to somewhere, or they needed some translation, or my mom would help people kind of organize at work for better working conditions because folks didn't know the language, or whatever the case may be. They not only showed it in storytelling and their experience, but also played the role by actually showing us in person like how to do it. Huge achievement gap in education, and getting folks and getting Latinos specifically programs that directly respond to our needs as Latinos, and not necessarily one shoe fits all, one size fits all for either programming or assistance that gets created by governments or bureaucracies or institutions that aren't filling the need of our community. I feel like I've never done anything by myself, and it's because I've had people behind me, people supporting me, or that I've actually reached out and asked for help, and that there is no shame in that. There's nothing bad with asking for help. Another thing that I would tell the next generation is to always keep the door open for those behind you. I think that there's a tremendous amount of work and changes that still need to happen to help our entire community. And the only way, or the way that we're going to get there, is by folks continuing to not only open the door, but open, the garage door open for the rest of the next generation coming down the pike. So. This idea of self-reflection and really working on some internal things that I, as Carlos, need to work on. And I think the Unidos program really gave me a tool to be able to explore that and to work on either hurts or issues that I have internally that I had kind of held down. Because I think, in the long run, if the more comfortable that I am with myself and exploring some of my earlier hurts or disappointments, will only strengthen kind of at the root of who I am and what I have to offer for my community.